Morning everyone, my name is Audrey. I am Stitchywitch42. Today is the 4th of July, 2022. So for everybody in the United States, happy Independence Day. And a few days late to our neighbors in the north, happy Canada Day. I still have my pile sitting next to me. It's been reorganized, but it's still here. I've only worked on a couple of things these last couple of weeks. You know, is it just me or is time slipping away quicker? Because I do a video and then I know I've got 2 weeks until I do my next video, and sometimes I feel like I don't get very much accomplished, but I know I've done things. That's what these last couple of weeks have been like. I decided to rearrange my sideboard back here and come up with something a little bit more summery, a little bit patriotic. I finished my little pillow that I had been working on. This is from Marley. She is Samplers and Santas on Instagram, and this is a free pattern, 1776. So I copied her finish, making it into a small pillow. And I had commented on my last video that not having a border up here on the top, I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. So I remembered, I've heard people do this before. I don't think I've ever done it before myself. But I counted out 4 stitches from 4 spaces from the side of the pattern, and I pulled that vertical thread out. And I did the same thing on this side. Count out 4 stitches and I pulled the vertical thread. Count 4 stitches down, pull out the horizontal thread, and then up on the top I did the same thing from the top of the numbers, so that on my fabric I had a perfect rectangle. And then I got dumb. I went and put my interfacing over it. I hate measuring. I hate it. I'm lazy and I hate it. So I kind of guesstimated how big a piece of interfacing I needed, and when I ironed it on, I covered the stitches that fabric line that I had pulled out. I was going to use those lines as my sewing guide. So I took a pencil and on the back of the interfacing I traced a line, and it pretty much worked. On the bottom, on the very, very bottom, can you see? Can you see? I can see the row that I pulled the fabric out, but it's on the bottom. And it's not a big deal. And I think it looks really cute. I filled this with a little bit of batting in the 4 corners, and then I put sawdust in there. I think I need to get rid of my sawdust, and I think I need to switch over to the lizard litter that everyone uses, because I think that would work better. I watched Anna's video the other day where she was showing how she makes her little pillows, and she fills them with lizard litter like 3/4 of the way up, and then the last part of it she just puts batting in, and it makes a really nice firm pillow. This one isn't full, but that's okay. It's just decoration, right? So I put a bulb pin over here, and I've got some buttons on it. I cut a slit in the back to do my turnaround of the fabric and to fill it. And then I just cut a piece of red felt into the shape of a star and stitched that on there. I think it's a cute little finish. Seriously, it's my America over here, my Blackbird Designs that I stitched last year. This is my second patriotic. There you go. And then, once again, I was inspired by Lisa, Prims on Greenway. On her recent video, she showed some little stars that she was putting together. She called them firecrackers. We know that Lisa has inspired me before. She inspired me to do all the berries. Remember that? She inspired me with the triangle pillows. She makes firecrackers. I make firecrackers. But these are so simple. Cut out a star shape. Whip stitch or buttonhole stitch or whatever kind of stitch you want to do around it. Leave a little space. Stuff a little batting in the center. Add a button. A torn strip of some fabric on here, and you have a firecracker. Oh, and put it on a skewer. So, I have a firecracker inspired by Lisa. Okay, sorry. It twirled pretty and I had to look at it. So, what else have I got here? Oh, okay. I have been doing some stitching. In my last video, I shared the pattern that I was working on from the Halloween cross stitch special last year. This little one right here, I'm not really evil. I'm not. Wicked, maybe. Definitely. But I'm not evil. Anyway, this pattern, this is listed as an intermediate level pattern. This pattern has full cross stitches and quarter cross stitches in it. And once you get working on it, it gets easier to read. The difficulty is, because it's a pattern in a magazine, you've got all the stitching symbols on there, but then you have the background, the backstitch symbols or lines over it. So sometimes it's hard to decipher what you're supposed to be doing, and it's mostly because of the quarter stitches. For example, on the arms you'll have several rows that are 6 stitches wide. And then you'll get to a row that it's 6 stitches wide plus 2 quarter stitches. And the next one up is 6 stitches wide plus 3 quarter stitches. I'm not looking forward to doing the hands because it's a quarter stitch up left. The next one is 3 quarter stitches, up right, up left, down left, 2 full cross stitches, and then 3 quarter stitches, bottom right, up right, bottom left. And there's more. But she is turning out so cute. So here she is. If you look here in the center, you can see where I'm working on the flowers on her dress. There. Will it focus on all the little quarter stitches that are in there? I also decided that I was going to do some of the back stitching. So I got the back stitch done on her hat, and I started coming around and doing her face. This eye, I've done the back stitch on, but I haven't done it on this eye. So she's got makeup on one half of her face. I think she is so adorable. I had mentioned that I was working on this because I didn't know if there was going to be a smalls exchange. at Acorns and Threads Pacific Northwest Stitcher Summit this September. A nice viewer told me that she had contacted Janine, and no, there will not be a smalls exchange, because not only will this be a live retreat, there is also going to be a virtual aspect to it also. So no smalls exchange. That's okay. I don't mind keeping my witch. I think she's adorable. The other thing that I have been stitching on, in my last video when I was going through all the pile of stuff that I have sitting next to me, and I was going through my journal from Chris Yo, there was my note in the back that Marsha Carlsen had sent me the pattern, Strawberry Fields Forever. She'd sent me the fabric. She sent all the DMC. And she stitched the house for me because she knows I don't like houses. So I think it was the day after my video, I started working on it. Is it a new start? Or is it a continuation since somebody else started it for me? I don't know. It's gorgeous either way. But I had some issues with it. So if you look at the pattern here, and you see where the house is stitched at, Marsha stitched the whole house for me. So I thought that I would come down and I would do the grass underneath here, and then I would do this brick wall, come across, do the fence, do this brick wall, and then I started working up this side on the border. And then I switched over and I came up around this side and over, and I was starting to come down, and my borders did not match up. I posted a picture on Instagram, and it's like, I've counted. I've counted and counted and counted and counted. And on the fabric, I counted and counted and counted, and everything looked like it was supposed to match up, but it didn't. So finally I decided I'm just going to leave it for now, and I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to work on this little flower right here. And when I started stitching that little flower right there, I found my mistake. It was in the border on this side. What I had done is I had miscounted down here in the brick wall. So I pulled the whole thing out. I went down and I fixed the brick wall, and I stitched the border up, and it matches. And it is gorgeous. I love the colors in this. It is just so, so pretty. Thank you, Marsha, for sending this to me. Thank you so much for stitching the house for me. She does really, really pretty stitches. I never thought the backs of my pieces were bad, but when I saw how Marsha stitches hers, and that's the back of it, look at the stitches for that house. They're perfect. Seriously, they're perfect. Look at the vase next to it. Those are mine. It's not bad. Marsha, you stitch very, very nicely, and thank you so much for sending this to me, for stitching the house. Thank you so much. So I have been keeping all of my flosses for Strawberry Fields in one of the floss books that I made. This one has a British flag, and I'm pretty sure, almost positive, I was born in England. I've told you that before. So when I came across this in my papers upstairs, I knew this was the one that I had to keep for me, because the Beatles and England and Strawberry Fields and strawberries. I'm still obsessed. So when I make these floss books, and I've been selling them on my Stitchy Witch 42D Stash page on Instagram, I include 10 floss away bags in them. There's 13 colors in Strawberry Fields Forever. So I added 3 pages, and it kind of pushes it open and it stays that way. But it's nice because when it lies flat, it just kind of opens itself up. I'm thinking that I just need to get a little ribbon to tie around it to keep it closed when I have it in a project bag. So, speaking of the floss books that I've been making, I started working on a couple more of them. I've been putting them up about every other Thursday or so on my D-Stash page, and thank you to everyone who has bought them. It's mind-boggling. But I started working on this one. I haven't finished it. I don't have the holes punched. I don't have the inside decorated. It hasn't been inked up. But I started working on that one. Took it down to Mark's grinding room and got my corners all sanded. And then the other one that I did is this one. This is another lady's diary. And the back, the inside has been decorated. This one just needs to be inked up and have the bags and stuff put inside there. I thought that I would offer this one up as a giveaway for this video. So, please be publicly subscribed. Please be over the age of 18. Please don't say giveaway or free or anything like that. Use the word floss book in a sentence and I will draw for the winner of this in my next video. Okay. I received some Happy Mail. I got a beautiful card from Daleen. So grateful. She is such a beautiful lady. In more ways than one, she is such a beautiful lady. So she sent me this card with a photo she took of some garlic. I need garlic. It's on the top of my list. And in it she included a packet of some seeds from her garden, of some poppies. If you look at her pictures on Instagram, you'll see they are Hungarian blue, Lawrence grapes, and black swan poppies. I got 2 pots prepped outside. I'm going to plant the seeds in those so that I can pay attention to them and take care of them, because I would love to have some of Daleen's poppies growing in my yard. And if they do good in the pots, then I can transplant them next year. That's my plan. Hope that it works. I did make a purchase. This is some... Do you get ads on Facebook? I do. Sometimes it's like, why is this ad showing up? It's not something that I would ever do or be interested in. And then other times I can figure it out because I have friends who are stitchers, quilters, and because I like their posts, I think I get ads that I think would appeal to them more than they did to me. But I saw one. I know that doesn't make sense. I saw one and I was intrigued by it. I don't buy directly off the ads anymore. I do a Google search for a similar product, because buying off those ads, sometimes it's just giving your money away for nothing. Anyway, I saw this ad. I was intrigued. I went and did a search, and I found a company called Aunties Two. And this is a woven spiral cloth basket. So I saw that, and I think it looks really pretty. And I purchased it. And then I read the instructions, and my mind went, huh? You want me to do what? So, yeah. I'm going to have to grab one of my quilty cluckers and have them go shopping with me and help me to figure out what it is that I need to do to make this, because it's pretty and I want to make it. I want to try something new. Alright. So, I think that's it. Yeah, I don't have anything else to share. We started working on our back patio again yesterday. Several years ago, when Mark increased the size of our laundry room, storage room out back, he took down the old patio cover. It needed to come down. It was rotting. But for the past several years, more than 5, less than 10, I haven't had a patio cover out there, so I haven't been sitting out in my backyard. And Mark and I reached an agreement that when he got the Jeep done, he gets to start doing some honeydews around the house, because things need to be done around the house that he can do and I can't. One of them is putting up a new patio cover. So, with a neighbor's help, he got all the lumber and stuff taken back there. Yesterday, he started staining the wood supports that will be the basis of the frame for it. I did some cleanup back there. There's a lot of cleanup that needs to be done in my backyard, but I'm getting to it. If he's going to start working on my patio, I can be motivated to clean up the rest of the stuff. So we've started that project, and I am looking forward to, hopefully before the end of summer, have my patio back up and covered so that I can sit out in the mornings and have a cup of coffee, or sit out in the evening by my new fire pit and have a glass of wine. Anyway, there's always stuff to be done around a house when you're a homeowner. It's a never-ending process, and that's what we are currently working on. And maybe I'll have some pots with some poppies in it from Daleen sitting on my back patio later on this summer. Anyway, until we meet up again, my friends, live long and stitch on. Bye-bye.